Hi, good morning. It's Mike, and it's another sunny day out in Burnaby. Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about safety nets. And safety nets can be people, hospitals, doctors. It's something that is very much forgotten is your local drugstore or your pharmacist or anywhere where you're going to get your medications. Because you should choose one that knows you and will get to know you. Leaving things and doing haphazard, they're not going to be able to do things for you or, make sure they can order in projects, items for you. Excuse me here. My pump went on low spin. I've treated it. My reading says fine, but so you want to ensure that your local drugstore is going to be there for you. Now, if you go around and you find one just haphazard, they're not going to be able to be there for you when you need it. And, if you become a good enough customer, well, there could be perks. But just going to any drugstore and just getting whatever, won't allow them to pick up on interactions as easy. Even in BC, where your pharmacare card holds the link. But, a lot of times, I've seen you bought Tylenol before, and they saw, the shoppers where I deal with, they saw that I had only the one kidney. And they said, well, Tylenol is the better choice. You shouldn't be having a leave or ibuprofen because they raise the blood pressure, and that will raise the pressure in your one remaining kidney and could cause trouble. So I just wanted to bypass that and add that to the safety net talk we had. I went out today, and I've been low all day, and I've been treating it. I actually had some glucagon, which seems to work well for me, and I've replenished it. So this goes not only for brittle diabetics, but for any diabetics. You should always be having some glucagon in your fridge, in your cabinet, and somewhere where you can get at it easily. And it's very easy administration. You take the syringe, which is full of saline solution, and you inject it into the bottle, and then you withdraw that bottle. Just the same rules, taking out the air, and then you inject it. I inject it in my stomach, but they suggest into the blood vessels or other things or other muscle area. But it works for me, and it brings me out fairly quick. But sometimes I don't know if I haven't had enough protein. It has taken sometimes a bit to pull it up, but it's all good. So we're just out the trail behind my place. So getting Nico out in the cool where he can walk. So today I took glucagon. I had 2 shots of glucagon and I was still trending low. So I went and had 1 liter of Coke for quick acting sugar, and then I had crackers and cheese to build up my sugar in the liver. And it's still trending on the lower side. So what is one gonna do and gonna win? How are we gonna win this? I really don't know. So as a brittle diabetic, you can't always shake these lows. For whatever reason your body wants to have a low, it will have a low. And same for the other way. And it would be nice if for whatever reason it would settle in a normal blood sugar. But I guess that's just not the way our bodies seem to work. Now, the biggest thing I can remember, excuse me for a sec, I'll scratch here, is if you're a brittle diabetic, is don't miss meals. Don't say, oh, well, I'm going to eat later. I'm going to go out for dinner with friends or family or whatever, and I'm not going to eat now. Well, you can't do that. You have to make sure that you eat something. And if you don't, you're going to have a serious problems coming forward from there. And you could end up in an emergency room. So I can remember when I was first diagnosed, I think the first teaching session I went to, they used to say if you were going out to dinner, if you were going to have a late dinner or whatever, was to change your snack and your dinner and switch them. But at least you could have some starch and some protein in order to carry you through. But don't just say, oh, well, I'm going to get it later. Because being a brittle diabetic, chances are you're going to end up in the emergency room. And, normal diabetics don't do it, and they can maybe sometimes get away from it. But chances are, being a brittle diabetic, you're not going to get through it. So, take care of your body. And, if things actually happen and you fall low, or make sure you carry a glucagon kit. And they're easy to get. Your doctor can write a prescription but a lot of times you can just get it. Most insurance companies will carry it, even if you're on social assistance in BC and you're diabetic. And if you have a problem with low blood sugar, or even if you don't, it's still a good thing to have in your fridge. And that was the one I talked about earlier, where you mix the two together, draw it up in the same syringe, and inject. It's just that quick and that easy. But don't be playing with your diabetes, because if you play with your diabetes, chances are it'll it will bite. And I think we all soon learn after, even after a couple of years, what you can and can't get away with. And if you end up being a brittle diabetic, well, you know what? Games don't work. And games, what you think you can get away with can cause you more damage than what you think you're actually gaining from it. Anyway, have a great day. I think this one's going to be a little bit shorter, but it's all good. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.